Well, Matt, I want to wish you a happy 4th of July holiday. Well, 4th of July is what you call it. And America will be celebrating its independence. But I believe that we, as Americans, should study its history. When America won her independence from those European colonizing nations because of taxation, it was African slaves who helped America fight and win her independence. But after America won her independence, she promised us freedom, but she kept us in slavery. So when we all celebrate the 4th of July, we must remember it also symbolizes the great lie that America said to her slaves, that if you help us win our independence, we would give you yours, and they never did.
You know what? Certainly we did, Quanell. I mean, take a look at the Constitution, take a look at the 14th Amendment. It's Independence Day. The 4th of July is Independence Day for all Americans, black, white, brown.
Matt, that is not true.
When
America won her independence,
celebrating independence.
When America won her independence,
yes,
she promised the African slaves who helped her win that independence they would give us freedom. They did not give us freedom. In fact, it only came several decades later. So when we celebrate Independence Day, we must also recognize the great unfulfilled promise that America made to black people in this nation.
You know what we recognize, Quanell? We recognize this country, the good, the bad of this country. We don't just focus on the bad. I know you do. That's how you make a living. That's how you get through every day, being angry. But on Independence Day, Quanell, we embrace the good of this country. We can dialogue and argue about the bad all you want, but this is a day to embrace the good.
No, I like the idea of lighting fireworks, having family around the barbecue table. All of that is beautiful. But we must remember, if we're going to celebrate national holidays in this nation, let's properly educate the people about all aspects of that holiday. Because like when we celebrate President's Day, many people don't even know many of those presidents that we celebrate and applaud were slave owners.
Quanell, you know what you need to do? Get rid of public education. Because see, in the public schools like HISD and others, they don't teach American history anymore. As a matter of fact, they don't teach any kind of history anymore in American schools. So why don't you advocate for that?
Matt, we don't need to get rid of public education.
Sure we do.
We need to get rid of public miseducation. Dr. Carter G. Woodson, in his book, The Miseducation of the Negro, he wrote that Harvard won more good Negroes than bad whiskey. What we have to do is tell history and not his story.
You know what you need to do is to get with African-American Jeffrey Canada in New York, who's actually got a way to take schools in a public setting and make them actually work. He's doing some great work.
Let's get back.
You ought to take a look at his book and read his book.
Let's get back to Independence Day, because when you tell me there's an African-American man that you like and approve of, it raises a red flag in me.
You are free today, aren't you, Quanell X?
Symbolically, we are free, but financially, economically, spiritually, we're still fighting for equality in this nation.
You've heard what they think. Now we want to know what you think.
Hold up to my RBG Nation. Peace and love. I know this is just want to add some things on here. So it's kind of like a rerun, I should say, or a redo video. But as you can see, this topic is fuck 4th of July with a LIE and June 19th. And the reason why I say this, because as you can see on the screen, it's definitely self-explanatory. Just let you know, nothing has changed in this country. This week, you know, while before people have left work, I have black people tell me, enjoy your 4th, or have a great 4th of July. You know, and I say to myself, wow, after all we've been through, we still celebrating that day? I mean, I don't know if they're ignorant. And if you're ignorant to him, ignorant means that you don't know. And I can understand, because I never responded back. I never responded back. Well, you enjoy your I don't respond back. I don't respond back saying, oh, you enjoy your 4th of July as well. I don't say that. I say, well, you enjoy your rest of your week, or you enjoy your weekend. But I would never tell my people, enjoy your 4th of July. I would never tell my people that. Now, like I said, it's one thing if you don't know, or if you're ignorant, the reason why I say don't celebrate this day. Now, as you know, today is 4th of July. And today there will be lighting fireworks on national TV. And as you can see, as you will see, you're going to see a lot of white folks crying, happy, rejoicing, celebrating. But I can't celebrate. I wish I could, but I can't. Because my people wasn't free. And we're still not free. So, again, it's one thing that you don't know. And you're telling me enjoy your 4th or whatever. But the ones that do know, I don't care if you, I don't care if you're a black person, I don't care where you come from. I don't care if you're already from this country. I don't care if you're from other plantations like the Caribbean islands. I don't care if you're from the UK or even Mother Africa. But if you do know, how could you say something like that? That means when you say enjoy your 4th of July, that means you don't have no compassion, no love to your own people who was in bondage or was in the harsh conditions during that era. July 4th of 1776. White people can rejoice because they earned their independence when they didn't want to be under the British rule or the British monarchy. You know? And these are poor whites who didn't have any type of privilege. So when they came over here, they said, I ain't going back. I ain't going back. We want to be independent. We want to be free. And again, those black folks that have no problem celebrating, they have to remember that, again, you came from a plantation. Rather, if you came from a plantation within the States or plantation in the Caribbean islands, or even in the motherland through colonialism. Okay? How would I look like going to South Africa talking about, oh, well, happy, I don't know, happy so-and-so, knowing that that was the day that white people celebrated of taking over South Africa during apartheid while black people was in bondage. How would I look like saying that? Because white people didn't want to go back to Great Britain, and they went over, they came to South Africa, took over South Africa, but enslaved black people during apartheid. And I'm turning around and say, yeah, happy so-and-so day, knowing that was the day that black people was in bondage. I couldn't do it. So it really hurts me when I see black folks barbecuing, lighting fireworks, wearing their American gear, American bandanas, flags, talking about this is the greatest country in the world. But then again, you don't have any freedom in this country. But you're really celebrating your oppressor's freedom. How can you talk about June 19th when June 19th, yeah, we was not under the bondage, but they passed laws against us called the Jim Crow. These are anti-black laws. We're still fighting for liberation. We're still fighting for reparations. But then you want to celebrate June 19th and make that a holiday? And you still talking about Black Lives Matter and Justice No Peace and all these little slogans. It's we quickly forget when it comes down to, and I know it's painful. I know some of us don't want to remember, or want to forget about slavery, about the harsh that the Europeans did to us. I know it's too much. But you can't forget about it. And you can't forgive. I'm going to read to you what Frederick Douglass has said in 1852. This is what he said in 1852. The rich inheritance of justice, liberty, prosperity, and independence bequeathed by your fathers is shared by you, not by me. The sunlight that brought life and healing to you has brought stripes. I'm sorry, has brought strips and death to me. This 4th of July is yours, not mine. You may rejoice, I must mourn. This is Frederick Douglass, he said this to these Europeans with the AKA white folks. Okay? So this is the day of mourning. That's why I will never light fireworks. Again, I love barbecuing. I love lighting fireworks, but why do we have to celebrate? Why we have to do these things on this particular day? How come we can't celebrate Frederick Douglass Day? How come we can't celebrate doing that on Dr. King's Day? Or Malcolm's Day? Or Garvey's Day? We got a lot of, we can do it, we could barbecue and celebrate and rejoice our ancestors, our freedom fighters, the ones that tried to liberate us. They deserve some acknowledgement. And that's the problem. We're not being acknowledged. We're not being recognized. I did the video on the rainbow. How the rainbow was hijacked. And I said that how the LGBT is being viewed in front of the world. And the Europeans, again, look at us as invisible. Never mind that we were still enslaved during when they had their freedom during the revolution, you know, after the Revolution War. Never mind the bondage, never mind, you know, the brutality that we are facing even to this day. You know, never mind how they push self-hate, which is the worst hate. You can hate other races of people, you know, that to me, that's nothing. But the worst hate is self-hate. That's demonic. When you hate yourself, when you have to bleach your skin, we have to change your nose, we have to wear hair hats, other races of hair, these European, Caucasian, and Indian hair that carry lice. Oh yeah, they don't talk about that. See, you so-called African women that wearing European Indian hair, y'all not going to admit that those hair carry lice. There's a reason why at a certain time you have to throw it out. But that's part of the program. You know, and we you know, so I don't use this day to rejoice. And again, I want people to understand I don't celebrate June 19th because we haven't got no independence. We're still talking about getting reparations. You know, I never, every year, every July 4th, you never hear these Caucasians that actually admitted or even admit to that everybody wasn't free during 1776. When they said all men was created equal, they wasn't talking about, they was talking about white men. It wasn't talking about us. They wasn't talking about African people. So it's just very, very disgusting and disturbing when you see your own people celebrating their oppressor's victory. You know? So this is the time to shake our people up and tell them to wake the fuck up. And we need to stop forgiving people. Stop forgiving your oppressor. Stop forgiving them. Because what? Because your holy Bible says so, or the Quran says so, or the Torah, whatever you're reading, what? Because they said, let me tell you something. The Bible, the Quran is a bloody book. If you read the Bible enough, everybody getting slaughtered in there. Everybody getting slaughtered in there. King David slaughtered a lot of people. Did he forgive? No, he did not. We talk about Jesus. Did Jesus forgive when they were selling merchandise and stuff in his so-called church? When he flipped over tables and started beating these motherfuckers with sticks, did he forgive? No, he did not. So don't tell me about no fucking forgiveness. So I would say never forget and never forgive. Because you would see today that these white folks would never acknowledge slavery on July 4th. They would never acknowledge it. Why should they? They're your enemy. Your enemy shouldn't have to acknowledge you. and they should not acknowledge you. This is the reason why we have to come together and make sure the world acknowledges us. I want the world to acknowledge us, not just a certain race of people. Because once the world starts to acknowledge us, then our oppressor have no choice but to acknowledge us. See, what I have a problem with black people, we too backwards. We're very backwards. We'll talk about political power without economic power. Where people will respect you if you put your money up, because guess what? War costs money. You can't fight a war broke. And you haven't learned politics in your own country? When they have billions and billions of dollars and throw it in the military. You know, making millions of dollars of missiles and tanks. That costs money. So don't sit here and say, "Oh, we at war, but we're losing." What war are we fighting? Because we're losing. So and our brothers and sisters who fought in their oppressors' wars, and I want to let our oppressor know that my people only fought in your wars because economical reasons. It wasn't because they love this country. You promised them a dream, and they went with it, and you didn't fulfill that promise. So I tell my people who fought in the military, do not celebrate 4th of July. Do not celebrate 4th of July, because it's all lies. It's all lies. When there's a national anthem, if you decide to go to a ball game, and when they play that national anthem, you sit your ass down. Because everybody knows that national anthem was written by a slave owner. You sit your ass down. This country was not made for my people. It was not. It was not. So I want people to understand that we got to wake up and we got to stop playing games. We got to stop playing games. And once this is, and sometimes once we start fighting for real justice and fighting for real independence and let the world know that we're not playing, then they could take us a little more serious. But when we start doing things to please our massa, then people gonna think we're a joke. People gonna think we're a joke. Okay. So again, this is the time for me to mourn. I didn't do nothing today. I didn't do nothing today because this is the time for mourning. This is the time to reflect and to honor my ancestors today, because they wasn't free. and we still not free. We still fighting. Stop begging your oppressors for handouts. The Democrat liberals are not your friend. The Republicans are not your friend. We're going to have to create our own political party. We have to create our own political party if we want something to be done. If we want true freedom. Because you decide to be Democrat, you're a slave. You're a Republican, you're a slave. Especially a Democrat. Democrat was created by a slave owner. Thomas Jefferson was a slave owner. He the one who created the Democrat Party. And y'all black people ran with it. Now y'all super pro-Democrat liberal. And now they crying. Now you got these liberals crying for, oh, we got reparations. You actually think they really want you to have reparations? No, they don't. They just want to get your votes. And once they get your votes, they get in office, they ain't going to be thinking about you. They're going to sound just like Barack Obama. Oh, it's infeasible. We can't. It's going to be hard to be. It's going to be hard to do. Or they're going to say, well, well, Barack Obama was your reparations, because they're saying it now, and y'all dumbass black people ran with it. Y'all ran with it. During those 8 years, you dumbass black people ran with it. And now look where we at now. We still in the same fucking boat. And now you pro indigenous niggas, you pro soul brothers and sisters. Only culture you got is a slave culture. That's what you got. You rather represent a slave culture. Well, I'm sorry, I'm not a slave. I'm not a slave. That's why I'm very consistent. And I got to be careful. That's why I tell people, be careful who you join. If you decide to join an organization, do some research. Do some real research. Do some background check when you get into these organizations. This is not the time to celebrate. This is the time to mourn. This is a time to mourn. I'm glad I redid this video, because I think I had a lot more to say. And you got some black people, they don't care. They don't care. And I'm not, and like I said, I'm not for all black people. Because I know the European, the slave owner got his dogs. He got his dogs. He got his slaves that will join him and fight and will kill for him. And it's sad that most of our people is still incarcerated. Most of our people are serving time for a crime they did not do. This is the reason why you have the Innocent Project. And then almost every month, some black man getting out after serving 30, 40, 50 years for a crime he did not do. But then you want to run out celebrating July 4th. You want to talk about June 19th as a holiday. You're a goddamn fool. This is serious. So all you black people that got white friends, they don't have respect for you. Your white friends don't give a fuck about you. These are the same white folks that would take pictures of the George Washington statues. These are the same white people that rock the American flag, would stand up for the national anthem. They do not give a fuck about your feelings. So don't tell me about, oh, I got some good white friends. Not all white people are racist. Well, they might not be white extremists. It's a big difference. But they can still be racist. When they celebrate July 4th, even though when they know slavery had went down, yeah, they're racist. They act like they're not a wolf, but they might be a fox. They still come from the same dog family. So just think about that. When they stand up for the national anthem, even though that the slave owner, Francis Key, was a slave owner, and they stand up, got their heart over their chest, saying the national anthem, doing the baseball games. Oh, they're racist. Racism is real. Racism is like a shapeshifter. Okay, it's all about power and privilege. Power and privilege. And this is what you're going to see tonight. July 4th is about power and privilege. And you're going to see who got the power and who got privilege. And it's damn sure black people don't have neither one. This is the day of mourning. I'm mourning. I'm mourning. I want you to remember this. Every July 4th, you remember your ancestors. Remember June 19th, that we are not free. Freedom means independence. Independence means freedom. This is what Dr. King was fighting for. This is what Malcolm was fighting for. This is what Marcus Garvey was fighting for. Harriet Tubman. All these freedom fighters. The Black Panthers, the original Black Panthers. This is what our freedom fighters was fighting for, was independence. So I'm about mourning. I'm not celebrating. I'm not rejoicing. So I hope people learn something today. I really hope people learn something today. All right. So just mourn. Use this day to mourn for your ancestors. If you really care, if you really love, if you're really for your people, mourn. And never forget and forgive. Never forget and forgive.